So I'm going to talk about different bow strokes and bow techniques that we can do. I'm going to first start out with détaché, which is one note per bow, slightly detached. The next thing that we can do is a slur, where we can play multiple notes under one bow. And a variation on that would be doing portato, where we lean into the bow and then lean out of the bow, so it sounds almost pulsed. We can change the notes as well. And then we never really stop the bow with that, which then leads me into, let's do up bow staccato. We can do down bow staccato as well, but I want to do up bow staccato, where we do stop the bow between notes. And I do that by leaning into the first finger. And then our next bow stroke would be spiccato. So I'm going to come from above the string and I'm going to play a short note and then have space and come off the string between notes. So it's a controlled off the string bow stroke. The next one that I have is tremolo, so it's unmeasured. Typically we play as fast as we can at the tip of the bow. You definitely can play this at the frog. It's going to be pretty heavy sounding and maybe even gritty, so it depends on what you're looking for. Maybe you want that. And then our next one is sul ponticello, which is by the bridge. And then we have sul tasto, which is over the fingerboard. And then we have sauté. I'm not going to expect you to play this. This is an uncontrolled off the string bounce. If my arm is set up and my hand is set up in the proper position and in the right part of the bow, it'll come off on the string on its own, or come off. Yeah, it comes off on its own. And then we have ricochet, so that's another bounce stroke, but it's in the same direction. So I kind of almost throw the bow in a way. Think of William Tell Overture. And then we have martelé, and that is an on the string hammer stroke with heavily accented. So it kind of has a accent at the beginning, not quite, it's marked, and then it tapers. The next one would be a hooked bowing, and so we use this for rhythms with like dotted rhythms. So that bowing would be not hooked, and if I didn't want as much space between the notes, hooking it would be a great option. So I do a long note, a really fast bow in the same direction before I change. So down, long, and then a short down before going to up. So up, down, up. And you can do this with, like, say you have an unequal rhythm with bow. So like if you have 3 beats on the down bow and then we have a quarter note, instead of doing up bow, we could do another down bow. So, because if we do the up bow on the quarter note, it will be louder unless you work really hard to make it the same dynamic. And so we can avoid that by just going the same direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going another down bow before going back to up bow. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This helps with bow distribution. We have double stops where we play multiple notes at the same time. And then we have colineo, where we use the stick side of the bow to tap the string. And we don't pull the bow like this, like we do with the hair. We definitely don't want to do that because that would damage the stick. So just tapping. Yeah, and that's it. So hopefully that helps with your exams.